It's Dizzy and my assistant Callie. We are out at the farm, and once again I have been working on a outhouse that I was moving, and I needed to make a wooden frame for it because these plastic panels were just not stiff enough for it to hold its shape, and it had no roof, so I had to also make the frame so that I could put a roof up. And I am happy to say that the frame is all in. I am debating, I may also, if I can find one, get a board to go across the center there, because the pieces for the roof meet up there. Of course, I do have roofing to put on top of that. Once I got it all framed out, I did need to move it this way a little tiny bit because it was hitting the tree and I couldn't get the roof up. And I don't think this is 100% square, but I am not worried about it. It's better than it was. Next thing that I am going to be doing, now I had put these frame in because I was thinking that I needed that to sit on it so that I could close the door. The thing is, once I got putting it together, I realized that the piece for the door is actually longer than the others. So by just having it so that was hanging over, I don't need those. I did leave them there because I do have some pieces of 2x4 that I'm going to be using to make a floor in here. And that way, I just had them in place. Hopefully I won't have any trouble getting them out. And once I get them out, I am going to wipe down the walls a little bit because it did get filthy in here from the heavy rain that we had a little bit. And I am going to paint the inside. Now, another thing that I'm going to do before I paint, though, I just had to figure out how big I need it to be. I am planning to put a little shelf over in here. I want to be able to hold supplies that I use in here so that I don't have to hunt for them. Things like the bags that I use, the chemicals that you put in the bag so that it doesn't stink as bad. I might even put some wet wipes up there so that when I finish using it, I can use them to wash my hands. I have a mirror that I'm thinking about putting over in here as well. So that remains to be seen, but that's where I am. Hopefully tomorrow we'll see these boards out, the shelf built. Like I said, I got to figure out how big I want to build that. Everything wiped down and the inside painted. Once the inside is painted, of course I do have to screw the roof down. I probably had to go in the other field to make sure it's as square as I can get it. But once I have everything painted on the inside, I do have, there is no outside way to keep this closed. I did have a latch on it, which I'm not planning to put back on. I got a doorknob, whatnot, for a screen door. Probably going to have to put a piece of wood under it so that I can get it into position. But I just quite haven't figured out how to do it. Maybe not, because with this being metal here, I might be able to just tie into that. That remains to be seen. I have to figure out how it is compared to what's there. But then I need to paint the outside one last time, get the floor down. With the floor down, I would screw the boards to the platform that's down there, and also screw from the sides to make sure that this is good and sturdy. And I think once I get done all of that, it's not going to blow over, which would be nice, because right now I'm using the piece of baling twine across it for when I'm not using it, so that I know it doesn't blow down. But there's where I am. Like I said, I'm almost done, and I'll be glad when I'm done because I'm getting tired of working on it. I've got other things that need to be done as well. So, like I said, I'm almost done, another day or two and it should be done, and I'll talk at you later.